I actually have a stutter that some of you may know already. Um, so this is sort of a cause that is dear to me. um, and in thinking about it, I think one of the reasons that I do this YouTube thing is that I can work in the shop and I can talk into the camera or the microphone just fine. And that allows me to communicate with the world. Whereas sort of being out with people, I don't talk so well. So it's sort of my way to kind of get out there.
So I can reattach the faceplate that I'm pretty sure I used when I turned the hunk of walnut into the rough bowl shape. The wobble in this now is all from the wood changing shape as it dried. At this point, I just want to get the piece round again. I can take off the high spots on the outside, then clean up the inside. So I'll leave it as thick as I can. Then I can take it off and sand the rim. So the rim I got really close on the lathe, but I'm going to want to glue a ring to the top, so I need it to be perfectly flat. Now I can start working on the rings, and I think what I want to do is walnut and a little bit of Padauk. So it'll be similar walnut to the bottom part of the bowl with some red Padauk accents. And I wanted the strips to be all the same thickness. This will make each one the same thickness. Now something I wanted to try that would be new would be to angle the blade on the table saw as I cut the segments for the rings. So this will mean the joints between each of the segments will have an angle to them. So I cut some short pieces of Padauk, then some longer pieces of walnut. And I actually used the two fences on the sled separately and flipped the strip as you would do if you were using only one fence, instead of going back and forth between the two fences. And then this meant that the angled pieces of Padauk and walnut would go together to make a complete ring. Now, in gluing these together, there becomes a problem because the clamping force of the hose clamp around the ring will cause the segments to start to slide apart with that angle between the segments. So what I did is I still clamped the ring with a hose clamp, but I also sandwiched the ring from top and bottom so that the segments wouldn't slide apart. And as I was doing this, I would tighten up the ring a little bit and then loosen the clamp on the sandwich a little bit to let the hose clamp tighten up. Then we tighten up the main clamp, and the hose clamp kind of went back and forth a little bit and tightened up. Nice and flat. And I glued the two rings together. What I wanted to do is reinforce the two Padauk pieces so that they would make a little diamond shape. And in looking at this now, I want to do a whole piece, like a complete bowl or a vase or something where this pattern runs up the entire surface. This was sort of an experiment with a single ring. So you can see the diamond pattern. And I'll let that set up overnight. This ring is glued to the bottom that I was working on earlier. It's just a single, pretty simple. decent amount of time for the glue to stick. And I did the outside first and got that shape to where it was round. Start working on the inside, and I didn't get the walls of the form quite as thin as I really wanted to, but it was starting to vibrate and it was getting a little wonky, so I pulled back a little bit on the thickness. I figured out towards the end that I could cut with the bowl gouge pulling out towards the rim from the inside, and this worked pretty well for cutting. But what it did is it meant that chips came out as they were being cut instead of collecting inside the bowl as they were being made. And I went back and finished it the outside. I was getting some vibrating as I was trying to scrape the inside. And you can see the pattern just a little bit when the bowl stops. But I got it pretty close. Sand. It was a little harder to do the inside. The sander just and I did the outside. I got up to 1,000 grit, so it was nice and polished almost. Then I can pull the faceplate off finally. And I need to do the bottom. So I was wondering how I was going to hold this shape from the outside. Then I figured out I could hold it from the inside, and that worked a lot better. So I tested that first off the lathe, and that seemed to work. And it was actually pretty easy doing the bottom once it was set up. Just a matter of finding the form that I wanted. And I carved out the inside of the bottom just a little bit. And I gave that hole that I made an edge so that I could hold the bowl in the lathe while I did the finish. And it would give that hole a little more definition. Now in sanding the bottom, I found as I work through the different sanding grits, I sand a little bit higher up on the bowl with each grit. So I'm sort of feathering the new grit into the bowl. And in doing this, you don't miss any sanding grits anywhere. So you don't end up trying to get scratches left from a 200 grit sandpaper with the 320 grit sandpaper, which is really hard to do. So it worked out. And I can take it off. Now the very last thing to do was to take the little piece left by the tailstock off. So I could cut that off and then kind of carefully take it off with a chisel. And my chisel could have been a little sharper, but it worked. Then with the way I did the bottom, I could hold the piece in the lathe while I did the finish. So I did it that way, and that makes it much easier because you don't have to touch the object with the wet finish. And it turned out really nice. I used strong oil, so it's kind of a matte finish. Thanks for watching. About 6 years ago, my friend Brian and I cut up a sequoia tree in his neighbor's backyard. And we spent several weekends, maybe even many weekends, cutting this sequoia into slabs, and I've had them air drying ever since. I've done a couple of things with this wood. I made a lawn chair a few years ago. It was out of this same tree. Now we're also in need of a door over the pantry entrance, and what will work is to make a sliding barn door over that opening. So I thought it'd be nice to just make one of these slabs into a door for that opening. But what I'm finding is I have a set of slabs that are long enough but not quite wide enough. I'm going to need 4 feet of width to cover the opening for the pantry. So what I think I'll do is combine 2 of these slabs into the door. So they're a little bit long, so I can cut some of the length off. And one thing that I've been wanting to try to do is to flatten these slabs on the CNC machine. By putting a big bit on the spindle, you can then have the machine go back and forth over the slab and flatten out or sort of surface one of the faces of the slab. It's sort of like having a really wide jointer. So I started a little bit timidly with it and took off just a little bit, and that seemed to work. So I did a second pass where I took off more, and that got the slab down to a nice flat surface. And I could start to see what the wood was going to look like. Now I had held this piece at the ends, and I hadn't flattened the ends, so they sort of stuck up a little bit. And once I got into this and started thinking about it, I was going to have to flip this over and do the other side. So I really needed the entire surface to be flattened. So I went back and took off the ends that I hadn't gotten to on the first pass. Then I could flip the piece over. And make sure the table's clean so that it sits nice and flat. Then doing the second side, I held the piece and that worked, although I discovered in watching the time lapse that it moved a little bit. And it didn't move quite yet. So the face is the same process, just going over the whole piece with the spindle. And this is where the dust collection really helps, because you're making a lot of chips. So the first slab has been flattened. So this is sort of similar to running a small piece of wood through the joint and first getting one side flat and then making the other side parallel to that first flat side. I had posted a picture of this on Instagram at about this point, and it was mentioned by several. That aren't quite touching the table and sort of hold the piece at the average height. And instead of trying to hold it at the end, actually screw it to the table and sink the piece into the wood so that the spindle can go over. And then setting the spindle at the lowest point of the piece of wood. I got this shot in my head where I wanted to get a view of the customer as it moved across the wood. So what I did is I set up a CNC carriage on the gantry to take the picture each time it came over to the far side. So it sort of had the CNC want to just make a wider piece of wood. We had talked about all kinds of images or pictures or designs that I could do with this door. And after I had cleaned up the wood was so beautiful I didn't want to cut some other design wanted to do something that had to do with the patterning in the wood. And I didn't want to just make straight cuts into the wood either. So what I did is I photographed the first slab and I drew a line around the tip of that slab. As that slab is right at the center of the tree, so the center of the slab is sort of the weakest wood, and it was already starting to crack on its own. So I drew a line around the center, kind of following the grain, and cut that out of the big slab. Now, as this was getting towards the end, I could hear the wood cracking and starting to come apart along the cut. Like the cut was relieving a bunch of stress that was in the wood. At this point, I thought it was interesting, but I didn't think about it too much. And it ended up, as we'll see in a minute, being a little bit of an issue. So you can see the pith coming out. And I used the same screw holes that I used when I flattened the board. Now, because it kind of relieved a bunch of stress as it was being cut, the final pass in the router actually cut the piece in a slightly different place. So I went back over it with the router to clean that up. And I was mostly thinking this was just going to be the issue. The cut would need to get cleaned up a little bit. Not really thinking about how the two pieces were going to fit together. So the second piece, I took that same cut and widened it up, and I then cut out that shape would fit in. And in thinking about it now that it's done, I think the more conventional way to do it would have been to have based the shape on the inner piece and the grain on the inner piece instead of the grain on the outer piece. It's kind of the question of which pieces figure which pieces. So in the end, this project, as we started to think about it, it would be some kind of image or some kind of object in the door. But in the end, the patterning in the door was really a result of the process of making the door. And I just let it be whatever it was going to be. I suppose that's just a long way of saying that it's abstract. So when I tried to fit the two pieces together, the side that didn't have so much figure to it went together just fine. But the side that I had made a bunch of deeper bumps, and had more curve to it, wasn't going together. So I tried sanding that side, and it still wasn't going together. And what I began to realize is that if you were cutting up a big slab and putting it together, after you made your initial cut, you would go back and rejoin the cut to re-straighten the piece of wood after the stress had been relieved from the first big cut in the wood. So what I thought I would do is recut that shape into the side of the slab, which would act a little bit like rejointing the piece. It would recut that shape after the stress in the wood had been relieved. And in looking at it, the amount that was being taken off at the ends compared to the middle was different, meaning that the piece of wood had moved once it had been cut. And once I had sort of made that rejoint, the two pieces went together just fine. So I glued the two halves together. And every once in a while I need my really long clamp. And I let that dry overnight. Now the door in the end was going to be 4 feet wide, so I just used a piece of 1/4-inch plywood to sort of make a template for the door. And I could sort of see really quickly where the door was in that piece of wood. And I trimmed the width down, but not quite to the final width. So it's close to 4 feet wide, but not quite. More just to make it easier to move around. Now when I recut that shape into the wood, I was just a little bit off on the wide axis, I guess, which left some gaps on the little bumps that I had in that shape. So instead of re-cutting it like I could have done, because I also think moving that cut just a little bit into the piece of wood also changed the shapes of those bumps. So what I thought I would do is make some patches that go over those little openings in the seam. Now, CNC Router Parts gave me a copy of VCarve Pro, and I've been using that for 2D work. I've found that Fusion 360 is great for three-dimensional work, but it's a little bit cumbersome when you just want to cut out a shape. And the VCarve Pro is really good for that because it's just much simpler. Now this is where traditionally you do a butterfly, but I thought since I was sort of on the bacon theme, I would make little pieces of bacon that would fit over those holes, so they're bacon patches. So I cut the holes for those patches. Now I needed to make the actual patches that would fit into those holes. So I took one of the end pieces that I had cut off from the main slab and cut those down to something more manageable. And I've been thinking all along that the inside of the door I'm not going to worry about so much. Really, I'm going to make the outside face the nice side. So I wasn't going to make these patches go all the way through. So I cut these pieces in half, and that way I could get twice as many out of the wood that I had. And I wanted to have the patch go across the seam between the hardwood and the sapwood, or the pink wood and the white wood, or within the bacon, the meat and the fat. Now I can glue those into place, and they went in pretty well. The first I didn't set any difference between the positive and the negative as far as where the spindle would cut, and I had to sand it a little bit because it was tight, and I ended up with I think 1/100 of an inch difference to actually make these fit well. And let those dry overnight. Then I could do the same process of surfacing the slab to cut both the 3 pieces of the slab flush, but also to cut the patches flush. And the last thing I wanted to do is to put a handle on the door. So I drew a shape that's kind of based on the little finger mold that I've done in that part of the house. I think I did this on the microwave stand and our little recycling drawer. And I wanted to round over the edge of this as it's the spot on the door that you're going to touch. I was going to do this with the router and just do it by hand, but I had my coordinates all set up, and the bearing on the round over bit that I had is 1/2 inch, which is the same size as the bit I used to cut the hole. So I tried putting the round over bit into the CNC spindle and just having it do the same path, and it rounded over the handle. Now that the door is pretty close, I can work on the rail and the hardware that's going to hold it in place. So I unpacked the hardware that we got, which is basically a rail and then 2 brackets that hold the door. And the brackets will roll along the rail and let the door slide back and forth. Now what's tricky is the rail has holes pre-drilled in it at 16 inches apart. The bolts that hold the rail on the wall really have to go into the studs. You can't hold the door like this with a bolt going into plaster somewhere. So I went and first found by tapping and with my stud finder to find where the studs were, and then I went and drilled little holes to make sure there really were studs where I thought there were. After doing all this, I figured out I needed to cut about 6 inches off of the rail, and that I would have to move one of the holes. So I cut the piece down, and I drilled the one hole. I was lucky in that the rail was going to go over the header on the door. So for probably 2/3 of the length, I didn't need to worry so much about where the holes were because they were just going to go right into the header on the door. So I could drill the holes for the final bolts. And we could put the rail up. It helped a lot to have my wife hold the other end. So the rail sits on posts that the bolts go through, which sort of hold the rail away from the wall. So you can kind of see how that works here. So once everything's lined up and everything's level and it's all in the right place, it's just a matter of the key part is it has to be level and it has to be exactly the right height from the floor. So I actually did the rail first before I did the final cutting of the height of the door. So I could then measure exactly where I had it, and I could cut the door out of the slab that I had made. The next thing to do on the door is to add the brackets that'll hold it on the rail. And I wondered, before I cut the door out, should I have the CNC drill the holes for the brackets? And I thought about this, and I decided I sort of wanted the flexibility of doing it by hand to get them in the right place. But once I started doing this, I realized with the kind of the big grain of this wood, it was difficult getting the holes to stay in the right place as I drilled them by hand. So it might have been a little easier to have just done these with the CNC, but this worked in the end. Then we carried it in the house at this point. I wanted to make sure it was going to fit and see what it was going to look like and see if there's anything else that I needed to trim off of it or change. I was amazed. It's always a stressful thing to do all this work, and is it really going to fit? Is the right height? The bolt that holds the wheel on the right side isn't perfectly flat, but for the most part it works perfectly. So what I wanted to do is take off a little bit of material for the baseboard to fit into on the bottom. So that's what this is. And this will let it hang a little bit. And this little fin is screwed to the floor, and that keeps the door from swinging in and out from the wall. So I had to cut a slot on the bottom of the door. And I just ran the CNC machine sort of manually, driving the bit around. To get a little bit more depth out of this bit, I had to take the bearing off. So I couldn't really do this with the handheld router. Then I sanded everything. The wood's pretty soft, so it can sand very easily. In fact, it was a little bit finish on, and I just used so I did one side, and I let that dry overnight. And I flipped it over and did the other side. Two coats. Now I found in carrying this that it's actually easier to use this. So I had my wife sort of spot me as I go inside. This Sequoia is really light, or it's really not very dense. So I think this looks heavier than it is. I sort of put that on the floor and then I moved the door where it needed to be, then I could put the fin in place. So that fin will ride in that slot that was cut. Over the opening to the pantry, but it'll also keep the door from overrunning that little fin, so the fin will never be outside of the slot. Then on the other end of the rail, I didn't really have room for the stop, so the stop is the baseboard on the floor next to the door. But it seems to work. It keeps the pantry dark, and it looks nice. And I actually like how it simplifies that space. When you come in through that door and passing through to the kitchen, it feels a lot simpler and a lot clearer what you're supposed to do, if that makes sense. Thanks for watching. So 5 years ago, just after we got the shop built, we thought it would be a good idea to get a big rain system. Now, originally we had bought it from a company that was going to bring the tank and install it. But by the time I got the spot for the tank ready, that company was starting to go out of business. And we did end up getting our money back, but we didn't get a tank installed. So then my spot has sat for the last 5 years waiting for a tank, and we've finally gotten around to doing it ourselves. So I made a spot for the tank by digging out a circle and filling it with gravel and compacting the gravel, and then laying a sheet of pressure treated 3/4 inch plywood on top of the gravel. From the shop roof comes out in the yard. I've got kind of a mossy swamp, which really needs to be solved. So the reasoning for the tank is both stormwater management, but also to save water to water the garden in the summer. So we had the tank delivered to the house. It showed up in a big truck out on the street, and I had to get it around to the back of the house where the shop is. So we rolled it out of the delivery truck into my truck, which took some convincing of the delivery driver that this was actually going to work. But it did. It worked perfectly. And we drove the tank around the house to the back. Then we had the problem of getting the tank out of our truck. So what we thought we would do is roll it out onto the grass, onto 2 air mattresses, and hope for the best. And I actually thought it was going to break the air mattresses and we'd hear a loud boom or a loud pop. They actually did just fine. And this worked as well as could be expected. And I think the kids enjoyed it. Rolled it over close to where it's going to go. And it sat next to the shop door for a couple of days. Now, as it had been 5 years since I built the spot for the tank, there was a lot of stuff in the way, and I had to kind of refine the place that I had made for the tank. So there was some cleaning up to do, and I got the kids to come out and help. Basically, we had to clear a path for the tank to move it to where it needed to go and re-clean out the spot that I had for it. And it all seemed to be fine. Now, I'm not a plumber or a rain barrel installer, so this is the first time I've ever done this, and I'm sort of figuring it out as I'm going. This isn't a how-to, or this is how you do it. This is more a story of me figuring this out. And I checked for a level, and it seemed a little off, but then I decided it was just the variation in the plywood. So straight edge. And then the level. And some last cleaning up. And we can get the tank into position. Now what's hard about moving the tank isn't so much the weight. It's about 300 and something, 350 pounds, something like that. So it isn't really heavy. It's more that it's hard to hold on to. There's nothing to grab. So to tip it up into the vertical position, I rolled it onto a ladder. Then used the ladder to lift the tank up. And the ladder sort of worked as a handle and a lever. We really should have had 3 people for this, but it worked okay. And we could push the tank around. We needed to rotate it to the right position. Then we could just push it into place at that point. And that worked. Slowly. And I could put the cap back on. And then it sat for a while again while I figured out how to hook it up. So we also got all the parts to hook the tank up to the downspout in the shop. And it's a little more complicated than just a pipe running from the downspout into the tank. Although, in general, that's what it is. But there's a lot of little details that make it a better system than that.
I'm glad they gave me a Smartie.
In the sense of candy. So I decided that I would put the inlet and the overflow in the little vertical bit at the top. So I wanted to rotate that closer to the shop. So we would do that first. So my first idea about how to rotate the tank was to tie a rope around the tank and then use the rope to be able to rotate the tank. But this didn't work. The rope just wouldn't get tight enough, and I couldn't rotate it by myself. So we got out some hold-down straps, and these worked a lot better, but I still couldn't rotate the tank by myself. So after thinking about it, what I decided is that we needed to rotate and lift at the same time. And that would help if it was a little more even as to the lifting and the rotating. So I got my wife out to help, and I had her on one side and me on the other side. And doing it that way, we were just able to lift it and rotate it. And we got it rotated a quarter turn. Now I need to drill some holes in the tank. The fittings that they sent didn't work with the attachments that were already on the tank. So I had to make new places for the fittings to go. So on the first hole, which is the drain at the bottom, I drilled a test hole in a piece of plywood to make sure it was going to work, because I really didn't want to screw the tank up, drilling the wrong hole in it. So that's what I'm going to do on the tank. I remember a friend of mine in architecture school saying, the more expensive your piece of paper is, the harder it is to draw the first line on it. And I've always found that to be true. So I've got this tank that we've spent some money on, and we've spent a lot of time getting it in place. That first hole, that first cut into the tank, it took weeks of thinking and figuring and wondering how I should do that. But I finally did it. And it better be right. Now with this drain hole, there's a rubber hose and a float and an intake mesh that all go on the inside of this hole. So my plan is to put a string through the hole from the inside, and I can pull that assembly through the hole from the inside. And I tried it at first with a nut attached to a string and tried to kind of swing it through the hole, and that completely didn't work. So I attached the string to a pipe, or basically a rigid stick, and this worked much better. I could move the string right over to the hole and put it through and grab the string from the inside. Once I had the string through, I realized I should tie it to something. So the one thing that was within reach was my drill. So I tied the string to this drill just to keep it from sliding back through the hole. Now I can put together the assembly that goes on the inside of the tank. So there's a bulkhead fitting, basically two flanges sandwiched to the wall of the tank. Then attached to that is a rubber hose, and I can attach that, which took some muscle to get over. The other end of the hose is a mesh filter and a float that holds the hose up near the surface of the water. Now I tied the other end of the string to this assembly, and I also tied the rope that I used earlier to the other end of the assembly, so that just in case the string came off or I had some problem with this, I could still pull this stuff out of the tank. Because once I drop it in the tank, I can't reach it. And it would let me sort of lower it in slowly. I was wondering whether, once it was attached to the hole, whether I could get it back up to where I could untie the knot from the rope. But it looked like I could. Now with the string, I had actually thought enough about it that it had to be tied to the end in a way that I could untie it once the little bit of the bulkhead was through the hole, because the string had to come off before I could put the bulkhead together. So now the drain to the tank is in place, and I can untie my safety rope and drop the assembly into the tank. Now at some point, I suppose I would say phase 2, I'm going to add a pump here. But for now, I'm just going to add a valve to this so that I can let water out if I need to, but mostly keep the water in. Now the next part was to put the intake into the tank, so the connection from the downspout to the tank. Now I haven't used hole saws very much, which maybe is obvious. I had looked for the handle for this drill and I could not find it, so I was trying to use it without the handle that really would have helped. And I decided after a little bit that this drill had too much power and didn't have a clutch on the chuck. So what I had thought would be the right tool ended up being too much, and I went to my cordless drill. That worked a lot better. I could control it better, and because of the clutch on the chuck, it sort of had a safety. It wouldn't just bind up completely. And with some practice, I managed to get this to work. There's a rubber gasket that goes in the hole. I started by thinking the mallet would get the gasket in place, but it really ended up that you just kind of push it in with your hands, and that really works the best. The pipe I was trying to get through the gasket was really tight. I think the gasket is set up more for the PVC pipes, which are a little bit smaller on the outside. So I tried some soap mixed with water, and this really helped. Now the other hole I needed to drill was the overflow hole, which also needed a 5-inch hole in the tank. I had gotten much better at this point, and the second hole went much smoother. Now they sent a siphon that goes on the inside of the tank for the overflow. That gets pushed through from the inside. Just put my soap solution on it to begin with. And you can pick apart the whole downspout. And it was all put together with screws, so it just came apart pretty easily. And there's a new leaf catcher thing that I can put in place. So all of the parts that they said were PVC, but they clearly fit the ABS pipes better than the PVC pipes. And I think here in Oregon, by code, you're supposed to use the ABS pipes for doing plumbing or sewer work. So really what you can get here easily is the ABS. So that's what I ended up using. Now, on the intake, there's a gentle feeder setup, I guess you'd call it, where the water comes into the tank and then goes down a pipe and goes into a little foot at the bottom. And this helps the water go into the tank without disrupting the sediment. So that's what I'm putting together. Now the little foot on the bottom seemed to fit the PVC pipe, and luckily I had a little connector that goes between the PVC and the ABS. So I used the PVC to go into the little foot, and then I used a black ABS pipe to go up to the inlet. So I need to measure the length, as it has to be pretty close to correct. So the pipe will attach at the top and the foot will rest on the bottom. So I marked the length and took it out and cut it and put it in place. And I didn't glue this in place because I figured once the pipe's in the tank, I don't really care if it leaks or not. It just has to stay in place. So it should be okay. Then I could start making the connection between the intake on the tank and the downspout in the shop. And really this is just a series of connections, elbows and pipes. I was cutting the pieces with my Sawzall, then I would sand the burr off on a disc sander. And it was a little bit of dry fitting and connecting and kind of doing it all at once. I think the puzzle with this is getting your last connection to be the place that you want the last connection, if that makes sense. Like you want the last connection where you've got a little bit of adjustability. And I can attach that to the shop. Now, part of this system is a reservoir that the first water off the roof after it hasn't rained for a while goes into. So the first water after it's rained is the dirtiest because it's the water that's washing off all the bird poop and the dead bugs off of the roof. There's a pipe that comes off of the downspout that fills with this dirtier water. Then once that's full, then the water starts flowing towards the tank. And I put a valve at the bottom so I can drain that between rain. And I may set it up where it sort of dribbles out slowly so it drains itself. But for now, this is what I'll do. And then the last thing to do is to hook up the overflow. So it's just a pipe from the overflow in the tank over to the old pipe that runs out into the yard. And this doesn't seem like the best connection because the pipe kind of cantilevers off to the side, and I'm a little worried when it's got water in it and a little bit of weight that it's not going to hold itself very well. I couldn't see another way of doing it. I'm hoping that I never really have water running through this. I'm hoping that I can manage the water in the tank enough that it never completely fills up. But you don't want to make those your famous last words and then it fills up and you have a big problem with water going all over the place. So I do want to have this set up. So that's what the system looks like. There's a few more little things I want to do. I want to attach the reservoir pipe to the shop and maybe add a hose bib at the bottom so I can attach a hose to that. Now the way the system works is the rain starts to come off the shop and it fills the first rain reservoir, and once that's full, then the water starts to flow into the rain cistern and it flows down the pipe and into the soft foot at the bottom, and the tank fills up, and when the tank fills to the top, then the water can go out through the overflow, which then connects to the old.
Disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your neck. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect. Run all into that connect the rhythm effect. I should lose your inhibition. Follow your intuition. Free your inner soul. Break away from tradition. Come on with the out. Gonna pull it right out. You wanna believe out. We out there. Wanna pull it right out. Tell it to the time. Act up from northwest east side. Everybody, let's get.
So people have been talking about this game called Compound, which is kind of like a procedural Wolfenstein that this dude's been working on for a while. I hear it's really hard, but I like hard.
That's what she said. So it's procedural general.
Yeah, in the sewers.
What's the storyline, Nico? What's your character's name?
I'm Buck Johnson, and
Buck Johnson.
I'm looking for my friend, the Ninja Turtles.
Dude, sneak up and
How do you know it's a
stealth
bad guy?
kill. He could just be a sewer worker.
Like walk around in front of him. Definitely a bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he tried to stop me.
Oh well, you have a mini map.
That's kind of cool.
You grab his legs.
This is pretty sweet. Whoa!
All right.
Look at these smooth moves.
I'm all about this.
Duck Johnson, smooth move of McGee.
Feels good. Feels good in the hood.
Nice, yeah.
You win. All right, so now supposedly it gets harder every time. Join the Corps or be a corpse. It's quiet in here.
It's so
Too
tactical.
Whoa, guys, are they all group up or something?
Got a mag. Woo!
There's hot stuff coming through.
You hear the rounds.
Oh
whoa,
shit!
Whoa, that's a lot of boys.
Oh, they are. Oh,
Oh,
there's the.
Oh, that's so
oh,
good.
you took one hit. You can take 2 more. Dude.
Oh, they lined up perfectly for you.
That worked out quite well.
Yeah, you had the right number of bullets in that clip.
I got lucky there. Who's-
Nice.
All right.
Dude, that was
A
sick.
little bit of blind firing.
They didn't expect that move.
Yeah.
Suppressive fire. Alright, I'm almost done.
I like how it runs real smooth.
Alright, you want to give it a shot?
Sure, yeah, looks cool.
All is quiet.
Caution. It's recommended.
Hot stuff.
Oh, it's loading.
Listen to those footsteps.
Just dropping footsteps. Whoa!
That was close.
Whoa!
Oh.
Good dodge. Dude, you move like they do. Actually, you move exactly the opposite of how they do.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Nice. Oh, threw his legs out.
Dang.
I hear him coming.
Nice.
Just in case you're not dead.
I hear a vehicle coming.
Shit.
Just in time.
Dude, why are these guys guarding the sewers? Just dumping Megs down the hall.
So satisfying. Now we're getting to uncharted territory. What is that bullshit?
Yeah, that's a nice looking sight.
Nice.
Almost there. Go grab the Meg. Grab the Meg.
Don't put me near no ammo.
Yeah, you haven't gotten to the top corner of the map yet.
Oh. There he is.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. That's what you were thinking.
There
All
he
right.
is.
Get me in there.
Good luck, Brandon.
Dude.
It's pretty cool.
Iced.
Nice.
Oh, shit. Got it. Should've
See,
switched right there.
take 2 more hits. Nice, and grab those Megs. Grab those Megs.
Dude, he's gonna feisty one.
Oh shit!
Dude, those dodges.
Where's your mags?
They didn't drop any. Oh, you can pick them up.
Give me.
Can you hold them as a shield?
Whoa.
What's going on in here?
Oh man.
Room. Oh shit!
Oh.
Oh, I
That
did
door
not
opened out of nowhere.
Did not expect 3 more guys right there.
Lay it out.
Here, someone else can go. Got it. That's
And
pretty
it
fun.
just goes
That's
forever,
really fun.
Nico?
Yeah, it's just procedural. It'll get harder and harder as you go.
You hear him rumbling about over there. Here we come. Drop a bird. Whoa!
Shit.
Trap.
Shit, son.
Nice.
Dude, John Wick that room. Give me that Meg.
It's cool because this gun. Whoa! Oh, you got knocked, clipped in the nog. Oh, but you got him though.
Did I get him with that random errant
Yeah,
shot?
you did.
Yeah.
Wow, I got lucky.
Oh, dude, a whole bunch of these bros.
Oh my God!
Look at all
Guys
those bodies.
down.
Dude, yeah, pile them up.
Dude, that was sick. Yeah, I don't remember the monkey ears. Oh, you can use them as shields.
Oh shit,
Oh,
it falls
but
out of
they
your hand.
drop
though.
after 2
Oh,
Need grenades.
what a waste.
There I am. I hear a robot.
Nico always goes for the balls. I know. He's a balls shooter.
Dude, I'll get crits. I can get crits. Oh no! Oh, one more. It's over. Make him come to me. Ooh,
Nice.
that was intense. I win!
Dude. A lot
Kind
of
of the same thing.
Yeah. But it is cool, it's getting harder though.
RD, you get hit 3 times, you die and the level restarts.
I have a feeling there's gonna be guys down here and down here.
Hit the barrel. Hit the barrel.
We'll just assume I killed a whole lot of
Switch to submachine gun. Switch to submachine gun. The robots almost are always worth switching to.
shots. It doesn't seem like they have a headshots bar.
Nice. You got plenty of ammo now.
Profit before safety. Oh.
Oh no!
Holy shit, I almost ripped my headset off.
That jump.
Only one left.
You need a hamburger. Whoa! Nice.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Dead.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Surprised that thing didn't end you.
Oh my god.
Dude, you earned a burger for that one.
Oh. I didn't even eat the burger.
Oh my gosh. I thought
Oh
you,
my God.
I thought you ate it, got shot immediately. Holy shit. The mountain. He's like, ah, that hurt. Yeah, these boys are going. Okay.
Nice.
Work time's over.
Yeah, they were flying. Nice.
Dude, nice.
Hey, I'm Grumps. I'm not so Grump. And we're the Game Grumps.
Hi, welcome back.
Hello, welcome back. We're gonna train this second pump. Is that what's happening? No, we're putting in a gift.
Yeah, so I looked up some gift codes
Okay.
online.
Uh huh.
So we got
That should not be weird.
Yeah, well, it's part of the word. Yogurt. Dog power.
Dog power? Excuse me. Oh my god.
Yeah, boy! Dog power! Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait, whoa. Where's my fucking gift?
Dude, it doesn't matter.
Did I... Fuck you, Barbie!
Your gift is the gift of dog power.
I fucking scoured the internet for that shit and you're not even giving me the gift that I deserve.
Scoured the internet.
Yeah, I typed in... what did I type in? I typed in like Barbie groom pups or something.
I typed in a phrase and saw a word and then I typed it again.
Yeah. Scoured.
I basically killed myself for this.
Some pups will require more care to keep them happy. Yeah, I don't give a shit. You know what keeps me happy? Giving me the gifts that I fucking earned.
Well, fair enough.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta groom your pup again?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll groom the other side now.
I don't want to groom my pup again.
Oh, here's the gift.
Is this the gift?
Yeah, this is what she said she was gonna give you.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
Awesome. A new piece
That
of
is
clothes.
it.
I actually like that.
That is it.
Shove that on your dog, dude.
Wait, so how do I go back to that screen?
Maybe try the,
Performances? No.
That's the...
Barbie, stop.
That's the opposite of what you
No,
wanted.
I'm not ready. Not ready at all.
Are you kidding, you crazy bitch?
I'm so stressed out. Oh, fuck. How do I get to the fucking...
Maybe the purple arrow?
Purple arrow. Plumby.
There you go.
Oh, dogs, boutique, notebook. Right?
I think it's the boutique, dude.
Is it the boutique?
Yeah. There you go.
No, that's where you buy the things.
Are you sure?
That's not what it was. Damn, that's not what it was. It was like a big dang folder that had all the information
You're
about my
so
puppy.
emotionally distraught.
Well, I have all these codes that I want to use.
Okay.
Because I was using the T-shirt. That was like the lead up.
Look at the propeller beanie.
That better be for me and not
Yeah.
for the fucking dog. Let's dress up your dog.
Okay.
Because listen.
Oh, some Beats?
Yes.
Some Beats headphones?
That's cool and everything.
Okay.
Just want to blow out the eardrums of my dog. Plumby, it's just sleeping.
Barf?
Plumby, wake up! Just doesn't even care. It's got to be here, right?
Yes.
Notebook. It's in the notebook. Yes. With all the big dang folders.
Oh. All right then.
It is the notebook. Okay, cool. Yes, it is this. All right.
Okay.
So more of them.
Okay.
I want to give.
Oh my god.
Cool dogs.
We're gonna trick out this fucking dog.
Cool dogs. Check that shit out.
This is some crazy esoteric passwords they put in.
Yeah, you're giving me a fucking gift.
Open that shit.
It's a beanie!
Whoa, it's a new headpiece.
Hell
You
yeah.
call it a hat, Barbie. We don't have to. Alright.
Wait, there's one more thing I want to get.
Okay.
And I'm so excited about this one.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so fucking stoked. You have no idea.
Wow, it's a really see-through corset.
Pink pups.
It's like a bra with like 6 cups. Pups.
Why does it take it so fucking long to load?
Bro, you think you can get this kind of magic?
It's a tuxedo!
Oh my god. Alright, accessorize.
Do I do that in the boutique?
I don't know.
Or maybe I do that in the notebook.
I would think so. If you already have it. I think this is
Yeah.
the place to buy new shit. But you might as well buy some new shit too, because you have 180 bucks.
Well, yeah, but I got all the things that I could get. I guess I could get a different collar.
Yeah.
See what kind of collar I can get him. What kind of cholera I can give my dog.
Cholera?
Yeah. The bad kind.
Yeah. They're all the bad kind, Aaron.
No, man, sometimes you can use it for good.
Oh, it's the good cholera.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh,
God.
yeah, it is.
Was it
I own
Picnic?
it already.
Yeah. Was it Picnic Face, the comedy group where the guy's in the doctor's office and the doctor sits him down and he's like, I have bad news and good news. Or something to this effect. He's like, you have AIDS. And the patient's like, oh my god, what's the good news? And he's like, it's the good kind. And the patient's like, oh, thank God.
What's the good kind?
I don't know, it's just the good kind of AIDS.
Wait, where's my tux? The fuck?
What
Oh, these
is
are classy.
what was
outfits.
that?
Yes. Yes. Look at my fucking dog, dude.
Oh my god.
Wait, I gotta give him the beanie.
You look like the lead singer from Four Non Blondes. Oh, not anymore.
Oh, the tux comes with the top hat.
Yes, it does, my friend.
Yes,
Not just the
it
top hat, the slightly tilted top hat.
should. Fuck yeah, dude. Well, the ear is holding it on.
Yeah, it's resting on the ear. No
It's
question.
more like a top ear hat.
Sort of a 3/4 middle hat.
Look at this. Welcome to my fuck den.
Oh, I didn't see you come in.
But I will see you coming.
Knocks over 3 glasses of champagne because he's sorry, I don't have hands.
I fix you a drink, but these paws are useless.
Damn these paws. Let's get your doggy rinsed and ready for a shampoo.
Can I treat you to licking your asshole? Ooh,
Okay.
getting this dog wet as shit.
Yeah, this is fantastic and hot.
Making this pink establishment smell like wet fucking dog.
I like that the tongue just kind of like hangs out there, like not really connected to anything. Gross! You've covered him in food!
Dogs don't use human shampoo. I just call it shampoo, bottle. Yeah, I'm a dog racist. Next, select shampoo bottle to squirt on some of your hands.
In fact, all of your hands would be good.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
look at my delicate lady fingers.
Ooh, yeah. I wish something changed on the dog. I guess it's
Yeah.
like.
Oh well,
clouds
yeah.
on
You
it?
see the dirt. See the dirt cloud wrapping itself. Yeah.
That's what I wanted
There
to
you
do.
go. There you go. It's
God
just like
damn.
that Pets Horses game. Yeah. Look at them!
Like shoves your nose in it. She starts treating you like a dog.
Look at it. Look at it.
Up on the floor. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Oh, should I use the nozzle? Do you fucking think? Shh. I thought I just hit the dog with the bottle until it's clean.
Is she drinking the water?
Yeah,
Don't let the dog drink the water.
What? That was a lot of water your dog just drank.
Yeah, that was a lot of water. We live in California. Please limit the amount of water that you use.
She'll be dead within the hour.
Oh, my dog's ready to dry off.
Carefully pat your puppy dry, Aaron. I swear to God, if you use broad strokes to dry this dog, I'm leaving.
I'm doing it right now.
I'm quitting Game Grumps.
I'm patting the fucking dog, dude.
Okay, good job.
And
Barf?
the happiness went up.
Dude, your dog is so happy. Could be happier, though.
This game is fucking loaded. It didn't say 0. It's like 80.
Yeah. Well, it's up to you to fuck it up.
I guess so.
I think it's time. I think it's time to do one more round of hot, sexy showmanship.
Performances?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta teach my dog a new trick
Oh
first.
my God. All right.
'Cause
Skills.
I beg. Give me that fucking pussy. That's not part of it.
Yeah.
Don't scratch your fleas. That implies you have fleas.
Don't you dare fucking. Don't you fuck this up for me. I'm living my dreams vicariously through you, dog.
Just shoving the treat in its mouth like you're stuffing a pipe.
Exit the train. Dog's like, oh God, I can see forever. What drugs did we give that dog?
Oh man, a little bit of cholera.
Yeah, just a touch, but the good kind.
Ready to try performance?
Hell yeah.
So we got the dance event or the photo event?
Dance event.
Hell yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was leaning towards it, and then
She's
I
like,
fell
you
down.
better watch your ass. These freeze frames are amazing.
Wow.
What's up? I'm looking hotter than ever.
Yeah, you put on a pretty cute outfit.
Yeah, she's like a German Wiener Schnitzel girl.
No, she's ready for a party.
Pick the music you want your pup to groove to.
Daft Punk.
You selected Rage Against the Machine. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me!
Limp Bizkit, good choice. To make up a dance routine, pick a trick. Okay, alright, fine. I'll extra money if I create the routine myself.
Oh, man.
What do you mean?
Yeah, pick the actions.
I'm gonna beg, and then I'm gonna beg, jump, and then I'm gonna jump, and then I'm gonna
Beg. Then I'm gonna jump and then beg.
beg, and then I'm gonna jump.
Amazing.
Wow!
Thanks, Barbie.
Does it look
I'm sure
cool?
you don't say that to everyone. Let's watch the routine.
Just a guy in a dog suit comes out. I'm jumping.
Woo!
Look at him go.
Yeah. Collect the monies.
Should I? Oh, I can't.
Can't. Are you kidding? You've got jumping and begging to do.
Damn, $10.
Another jump? Might want to mix in some begging there.
How am I earning money? Like, is there somebody like fanning dollars onto the stage? Oh, that jump! $10!
Yeah, it's like a strip club, but they instead of placing the dollar in your G-string, they just huck fucking change at your dog.
Barf.
Barf.
Well, I got $20 for that bag.
That was a really good routine. You're a 7-year-old girl, right? Not two guys in their 30s, right?
Just making sure.
Cool. And a bow.
I didn't program
Thank
that.
you.
I did not program.
This is not part of the routine.
That's
You like
not
push the
something
dog
that-
off the stage.
I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
approve of this.
I'm sorry. I'm so embarrassed.
Bad girl, bad girl.
Damn you, Plumby. You're embarrassing.
Oh, he's looking handsome as shit.
Plumby
though.
looks like he's about to play a bar mitzvah. Who's ready for Mark Weinstein's 13th birthday?
I can only play covers. I'm legally obligated to only play Tom Petty covers.
Oh, that's a good fucking choice, actually.
Well, we did it. You want to do the? You want to kick it off with the photo shoot?
Yeah, let's. We don't want to rob our audience of not doing a photo shoot before we call this a
Is that
series.
how big it is?
I'm sorry?
That's what her face.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Wow, 4 inches, great. First, let's set up the studio. You get to pick a backdrop and a few props.
Oh.
Oh. With the weightlifting, please.
I think it's just like geometry.
Oh my god. I like the Greek Acropolis
Yeah.
columns.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a fitting background for it.
How about the undersea adventure? That way we could be, in the lost city of Atlantis. Are we undersea? I see butterflies. Fuck it. You can take 5 photos, then the shoot is over.
Damn, I'm really cheaping out on the fucking film. 2 button, you got it.
A control pad to adjust the camera.
Wants me to hold this sideways.
I want some serious ass in these shots. Oh, you only get 1 shot at that? Okay.
Terrific.
Let's get a side shot. Let's get a side shot.
Yeah.
Is that as far as you can?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, top down?
Top down.
Oh, good choice.
Bird's eye.
Let's go low. Let's go low.
This is as low as it goes, bro.
Let it imply dominance. Yes. Good job.
Hey, you like that shit? Let's get this right shot. Let's get this
You
right.
have $330.
Look over here, bitch.
Oh my god, I wish earning money was this easy in real life.
Yeah, well, my dog is fucking fabulous.
He or she certainly is. Plumby, you're my meal ticket. I'm gonna ride you fucking until
This
the
is the
cows
one.
come home. Probably could have phrased that better, but you know what I mean.
Ride you till it got. I see you ride like a tiny dog into battle.
Or
It's like a fucking tricycle.
I can't believe they make opening the gift
A mini game.
A mini game, yeah. Wow, a new grooming tool.
Well, we earned $610.
$610.
Yeah.
Go to the boutique real fast. Let's just see if we can get a beanie.
Just get the most expensive thing on the menu.
Yeah.
I already have a beanie, Dan.
You do?
Yeah, man. That's one of the gifts I got from the gift code.
No, I mean the propeller beanie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Unless they just put that in the background and you can't get it, which is just like some kind of fucking carnival bullshit.
It's not a prize. It's there. It makes you
I think I told the story of Ingrams once, but like I was at a fair in Indio. I'm going to call you Megan.
No, they don't have it, dude.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I know. It's fucked up, kind of.
Like ring toss something onto a bottle or one of the impossible ones, and they had all kinds of prizes, all kinds of collectibles and everything.
Hey, like that.
And I spent so high, and I spent like an hour trying to get it, and I finally got a ring on it. I was so excited, and then the dude pulls out like from like behind where he was sitting, he pulls out a stick with 2 batteries attached to it, and I like ran to my mom, and I was like super upset. And, like, really cried. And, like my mom, to her credit, went back and yelled at that dude. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Taking advantage of kids?" Yeah, and then
I work at a fair.
yeah. He's like, oh, I assure you, I hate myself just as much as you hate me.
Wear this item in a photo shoot event.
I just remember thinking, like, wow, my parents can yell at other people too. That's rad. Whoa, Plumby, come back.
Yeah, Plumby's wandering a
Plumby
little
was
bit.
like, I am so mad.
Take this off of me right now. Take this off
You are
of me.
ruining my life. Hey, you know what? Next time on Game Grumps, we're gonna do something a little different.
All right.
This was a fun little diversion.
Yeah, a diversion.
Plum,
It's a fun little diversion from the world ending.
Plumby, turn your little lady butt away from me.
No.
All right.
Back it up.
Or at least put on the wig.
Sandra.
See you later. It's making conversation.
Yes, the answer is yes.
It's 2018.
What does that mean?
You didn't
Welcome
know.
to episode 2018 of Off Topic. Hello.
Lindsay.
I'm your host,
I'm
Lindsay
just
Jones.
gonna blast this in with a head. It's all head. Shit,
It really is.
goddamn.
That's real shit pork.
The one time you
Ain't
don't
nothing
want
wrong with some head.
Welcome, Off Topic, episode number 123/2018. I am your host, not Lindsay. I am Michael. Joining us is Lindsay, not your host.
But I am Trevor.
Trevor is here.
Right there.
Jameith.
Sir Jameis.
Sir Jameith of Buckley. That's like a thing.
He's knighted.
And then.
What are you guys drinking out of today? I think we got some fancy pieces.
Yeah, we coupled. So we saw Ready Player One last night at the Alamo. Movies are on like their first, second weekend. They'll sell some
Sweet merch.
some like collectible shit. Usually it's like a glass, pint glass, but they had
You
these
paired it
ceramic tiki mugs. They're nice, and I'll say this: I haven't really had like an ice cold drink in it. It's freezing.
Oh,
It's like it'll keep the drink cold.
so it's not just for looks. It also keeps you.
Fashion
I don't know
and
what Trevor's
the
doing
hell?
because I think he just ate.
I got a mouthful of foam. I'm just trying to chew through the
Yeah,
foam.
probably Jeff.
That's what I don't want to say.
Jesus Christ! All right, you can't escape that gift.
Yeah.
Brazzers thumbnail. Yep.
Someone send that to Jeff. Hates that.
Jesus.
He's gonna have a
He's
field
at
day
PAX
with that
East right now,
No.
fucking opening up his phone, freaking out.
Yeah.
If a dude's cum is foamy though, is he not terribly sick?
My hands are just beer now.
I don't know. I've never had phone
one. I've never come to phone.
I'm sure someone has had frothy cum before. I'm sure.
I see James making a phone. These are the questions I learned.
I just want to know. Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
What? What does that mean?
Well, whether it's the left or the right. This is a conversation
And
we were
which
having
hand do you
yesterday.
use? With your dominant testicle,
Yeah.
if I may.
Yeah, are you a left or a right testicle kind of guy? Or are you kind of an equal opportunity testicle?
The left one is bigger, isn't it?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
obsessed with the left testicle.
Well, no, it has to be. It's bigger for a reason, so that they don't get crushed as you walk.
No, I don't think it's bigger. I thought it was just lower.
Or
So like
something.
this.
It's a slightly different shape, or something's going on down there. I don't
Like
know.
one hand is lower than the other.
Yeah.
James said to me yesterday.
When it's cold, they're just kind of together.
At
You
one
just go
point
back up inside.
that he was under the impression until you were an adult
Yeah, until I was proper adult.
that the left nut is the one that made babies.
What does the right nut do?
Well, I just
Just
I
nothing.
mean, yeah, obviously it makes sense now.
Is there for,
Symmetry.
It's a placeholder.
is there to balance everything out?
I said it's like kidneys. You need one.
Yeah,
you have
it's
two.
just
Then
symmetry.
whatever.
Yeah, but you don't need just your left kidney. It's either one. It's fine.
I don't know. I've been leaning heavily on my left kidney these past couple of
You're really
years.
doing most of the
I'll
work.
switch it over at
What
some
it was
point.
was somebody told me that they knew someone had lost a ball, and
Yeah.
I went, "Oh God, which one?" And they were like, "What?" And I was
'Cause
"Well,
the
because,
fertility would go down?
Yeah, I was like, if it's the left one, that's it. It can't have kids.
What?
What are you talking about, you fucking freak?
Something you were talking to Jeremy. You fucking freak.
Now, is it true that one ball is usually bigger than the other? Because there is
I
some
mean, he
science
just said
behind
that.
it for
Yeah.
women.
I mean, I kind of want to go
Women
off
don't
camera and
have
like.
No,
Yeah,
the
I'm
one
already
breast is
nervous.
bigger than the other because it's closer to the heart. Sometimes you get more blood flow. So usually the left breast is bigger than the right.
I don't think either ball is closer to the heart.
No, but I'm just
I
saying.
think that.
I'm
My
thinking
left
with my
breast
experience.
might be bigger. I haven't.
Maybe I
I'm
keep
just
them- I
trying to
keep
connect
them-
with your gender.
I keep them in my heart, but physically, they're nowhere near it. It's like, dude, my left nut, it's huge.
It's enormous.
That centimeter over that my heart
swollen.
is. Yeah, it hurts.
I think it's enlarged.
You notice I walk only on my right. I shuffle like a crab around.
There has to be people out there who have one enormous ball and then one tiny little like.
I'm sure they exist.
I'm sure they, yeah.
Like a raisin?
Yeah, like it's trying, like a little Nemo thing.
I've got a friend who has to have his nut drained.
Oh, that sucks.
Regularly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
That just sounds painful.
It's just massive. It's just a
Or-
got
or-
one massive bollock.
But like when it, what refills? That's drained.
Well,
They were
pus,
just
I
Is it
think.
blood? Is it
Yeah.
pus?
Yeah, I'd assume, like,
chronically
pus.
infected.
Probably not pus.
Remove it at that point.
I imagine it's just some sort of fluid.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it must be
How do you?
backup. I don't know.
But I'm just saying, pus isn't good. Then
No,
you gotta
pus
get in
is
there
like
and take
that.
something out. You don't just get pus for no
Well,
reason.
is
that
he
can
saying
happen.
it's getting drained? But does that just mean he goes to the nurse and she kind of wanks
To be
him
fair, I
off to
think
get it
I
out?
think he has had it drained
Why do
once.
you need
but
to go
it
to the
needs
nurse
to,
for that?
It needs
That's
to
just
be
called masturbating.
regularly drained, like every couple of years or something like that. I
Damn,
think he's only ever
years.
got once.
That's crazy.
Shit.
It's got a massive nut.
Damn.
Is it just worth removing at that point?
Yeah.
You know,
Or
to
just-
get
or
rid
do you-
of
That's
the
quite
nuisance.
impressive.
Or
Don't remove the
basic,
left one, you can't
Right.
have a baby.
Well, do you get rid of the tiny
Well, if
nut?
you
Just
swap
call it
around
a
to
day?
trick the body,
Oh,
I just got one grapefruit.
It'd be bad if they got in the
kinda-
wrong one.
Then we'd be bad.
From one sack to the
Can
other.
you do a nut transplant? Has that happened? Like if you nuts don't work,
I could have someone else's kid?
nuts? Yeah, like
Could be.
Whoa.
Do we
you
have
do
the
that?
technology to do that?
we
I
did
mean-
a face
Also, how does that work?
Who's asked it?
How does that work though? Like DNA wise, if you've got someone else's nut,
I'd assume
But
they
then
would
you
look like
make
that
it
person's
sure
You
kid.
make the
right?
The
You,
donors
you-
do.
yeah, but you just that's just like it's like getting a tool, right? You just getting a new nut. It's still your juice there. Make Trevor, I'm gonna kill you. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
Idealism friendly.
What if you have a transplant and it's the nut of a murderer? Serial
You could
killer.
be you.
But it's your kid, man.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the
How
nicest
you
kid
raise
ever.
it.
I think he's so
Nice.
sweet.
Well, no, but you're
If it's
also
another
more.
person's
It's
nut and it's another
Control
person's
attack, only for
semen,
me.
and then you nut on your spouse, is that technically cheating?
I don't think so.
Where do you
But
get
if you
it?
nut someone
Where do you
else's
go?
semen
I
onto
see
your
where you're coming
spouse,
She's
from.
like, oh yeah, bust a nut on me. Well, I didn't consent to that guy.
I like the
Was
contradiction.
that the left or the right one?
Is that John's cum?
Why is it so frothy?
There's the respect of calling your spouse,
Yeah.
nutting on your spouse.
Yeah.
There's just a juxtaposition there I quite like.
well, you know, there's the respect and then there's the
Yeah.
nutting.
Yes.
I love
Until
you.
he finishes his.
In some
love
cases,
you.
Standing over
Right
them,
now, I
standing
don't.
over them, going, by the way, I do love you and I respect you.
in some instances, the nut is the respect too.
That's true.
This could be like two layers.
Well,
like
as
this-
he's
this
coming,
juice
he
is
high
just
fives
for you,
her too.
baby.
He's like, yeah, I love you. Good job.
All right, I'm like, all right, love. This is just hang on. I'm gonna take a dump on you now,
Yes.
Miss.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Yes, instantly yes. What's the dumping on?
That's
the...
just like being nice while you're taking a dump on somebody's chest.
Yeah.
Not agreeing.
You're not agreeing. You're not.
It's not great.
Digging
It
in.
seemed like there was something
He's
there.
charismatic.
What's the Buckley
sarcastic.
bedroom about?
Yeah.
You know, you got plastic sheets. You
Nothing-
got dumping.
nothing going on.
You got little doggy bags right to next to the cleaning.
Doggy bags? No.
Yeah.
Clean up the shit.
In the Buckley bedroom, before this gets taken out of context, there is literally children.
There is children.
Yes.
Where?
There are
His own children.
grammar.
Well,
There they
he's
are.
from England and
There
they
they are.
invented it, so.
There they are there, so nothing goes on in the Buckley bedroom anymore.
So there probably is pissing and shitting, but from your
Because
kids.
of those great.
Always just
Unless
clogging up your
The
bed
cuddling.
sheets.
except when you crap your pants.
They kill the mood, those boys. It's hard to get sort of romantic and sensual when someone's just there, yeah, just literally just farting away, and they're boys as well, so they, you know.
That doesn't happen during sex.
You've got to have a fart when you're having sex. Oh, it's
Oh,
the
God.
worst.
I would say though, even if it happens, it's the worst and it happens. I don't know anyone that's, as we were just conversing, farting away. There's definitely a difference of it's coming out of me. Oh, I can't believe it. I'm really sorry about this.
Mud butt at that point.
That's never happened.
And at that
It's so I'm young as a man.
That as well. Oh, it's a good one.
Lord.
You got problems.
Like if your kids are
doing
just
that.
farting away, that's on you. Their diet is totally constrained. Like, what are you baking and making?
Well, I mean,
They-
fart, Trevor.
they
It
are-
happens.
People fart, but what are you feeding your kids that they're just farting away?
Oh, just process.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheese,
Keep
farty
it
cheese,
processed.
milk,
Yeah, no, they
dairy.
No Whole Foods.
They're very fussy.
Nothing but corn syrup.
Nothing good for them. No, they just want crap.
Yeah.
Or they just don't eat.
Now
They've got
I'm
us
wondering-
over a barrel. For no reason. Like I remember just. I don't know. I remember just be.
Right.
I get nothing from my kids.
Yeah.
Did you
My
also
dad was a
have-
postman, so he go to bed early, and I remember. No, I don't want to wait. They don't give a shit.
They're just farting away.
My kids.
It's like dad's in bed, and they're like, good, I'll go up there.
Did you have a curfew growing up? I have to be in bed at 10 o'clock. Your ass is in bed. Don't bother mom and dad, no matter what the age was.
Right.
Same thing. You don't go into mom and dad's bedroom. That's their space.
No, my
you
kids
stay
go
the
to
fuck
bed
out.
and they like to do whatever the fuck they want.
Man.
And I don't know how to get them to do what I want them
I
to
think it's too late at this point.
So is that on you or is that on your wife?
Both of us.
It's a
Both of
two-way
you?
street.
You just kind of let it
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
One,
no good
one
cop,
is the
bad
ignition.
cop dynamic.
Yeah.
That's the
It sounds like
ignition.
It just sounds like two terrible
No,
cops.
it's just
too lazy.
They're very nice, terrible cops.
Two people just going, oh, I'm so tired. How can you make my life just a little bit easier? Alright, just let me do this.
Yeah. See, the good cop, bad cop, that was my dad and my mom. Is I would sneak down and come like cuddle when I was like 4. And it was the game of literally don't wake daddy. And I'd be like, hey mom, can I come cuddle? She's like, come in here, be quiet, hide, like get under the covers. And God help me if my dad woke up. He'd be like, get your ass back to bed. I do not give a shit. I work in the morning, same thing.
But he had a cowboy hat on and he spoke with a heavy
Hey, y'all.
Texas accent.
Listen,
Yeah.
man. Hey,
I-
so you go to
ma'am?
bed?
I
See?
feel like I'd be the good cop with me and Jackie, and then my main line would be, "Don't tell your mom." That's what it would be.
See, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'd be a good cop.
I don't see Jackie like that at all.
I feel it's more like the situation, right? Like, I don't give a shit about being woken up or like sleep. I barely sleep now because I'm like, I go to bed at 2
Fair.
o'clock. I'm not concerned. I exactly like James was saying when I was a kid. It's like, my dad's got to get up at 5 a.m., shut the fuck up at night. He went to bed. If you make noise, you're going to get yelled at. You know, I don't have any of that shit. I'm the one yelling and screaming at my house at 1:30 in the morning. So I don't really care about that standard as a kid. And it's like, I don't give a crap if Iris wants to sleep in our bed later, like when she's older, as long as it's not like, well, this is my bed, this is where I sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
no,
need the...
no, they're like that.
Yeah, no, I have the standard of like, that's when she was 3 weeks old and I put her in her own bedroom.
Like, I'll watch some
And she's got her own bed.
I'll watch some TV to go to sleep, and they'll be going, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah, right, no, none of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going pure, like,
Just like
sensible.
some Family Guy or something like that.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, no, I
Oh,
want to watch,
Dad, tasteless.
I want to watch Dad's
Okay.
TV.
Go.
Fuck off, go somewhere else.
We always put on
him an
Parks and Rec
iPad
at the
or
office.
Yeah.
Also, I think we're basically the for argument for just being able to hit your kids.
Yeah?
Because we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how the fuck you get them to do it. They literally look at me. What?
Take away the toys?
do?
Who are you, bitch?
Yeah. Well, you what? They're 4 and 6.
4 and 6.
Yeah. They honestly, they're like, go on. What are you
Buckley raises
gonna
his
do?
hand
What
and there's
can
like,
you
what do you want, a
do?
high five? Or?
If you want, take a session to go talk to my parents, Mom and Pop Tucky. Like, oh my God.
They're 4 and
Go
6.
on.
No, there's still time. There's time.
I imagine
We do
You got
like
time.
You gotta
timeout
break
stuff.
'em.
We do timeout stuff, and like it will just be like 20 minutes of the kid on the bottom of the stair just screaming and shouting, and then they quiet down and we go, all right, you've been quiet, you can come off. Right, do you remember what you did wrong? And they literally go, I can't remember. They'll go, right, say sorry. Like, they'll say sorry, and I go, right, what are you saying sorry for?
because you told me to.
I can't remember. And I
Damn
go,
it.
This is, I'm not doing this, right?
I know, yeah. You need
like pure chaos in the house.
We need a
It is
Madden
chaos,
like
but
playback.
also-
Then X over here. You were hitting your brother over here.
But also, they've both got they're both super funny. They're both really, so like I love that they've both got this amazing sense of humour. So they do just get away with anything, because but like, there's been so many times where I've been telling them off like this, because they've done something that's fucking hilarious that they shouldn't be doing.
You're like,
And there was one time where I pretended to cry because I was laughing so much. I was like hysterically laughing. I was like this. You're making me cry. Like, that's how
I think I know why they don't listen.
They're like going up to see how hard we can make him cry.
they are funny.
I think he's
God.
laughing. Well, you should just go to the router and unplug it.
Yeah.
Would that get him?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that'll get
But that would also
James,
get
too.
you too.
That's it. That's- we
Well, you
now
got-
live in an age where
I
it's
mean,
like, well,
you've
fuck.
got data though, right? You're the adult. You have a cell phone.
Here's what-
Imagine
here's
a
what you gotta
6-year-old
do.
has
You
a
gotta-
cell phone plan.
Can't watch Netflix and stuff like that. And
Here's-
On your data?
everything's so
Here's
we're
what you
all
gotta do.
dependent on the internet.
You gotta make a guest router, put them on that, so then you can shut their shit off, but not your shit.
Yeah.
When you hop on that 5G.
They know I'm never gonna commit to
They
that.
have their
That
own-
sounds like work.
They have their own rooms too, right?
Oh, that's where I'm going wrong.
Yeah, his room is their own
Yeah,
room.
no, I'm wondering. Like,
Go to your room.
I
They go
assume
to
they have
his.
their own room aside from y'all.
Yeah, they've got a fucking brilliant room.
Yeah,
as well.
I
Amazing
worked
room.
too damn hard on Iris's room for her to go to ours and be like, I'm gonna
You
sleep
work
in
too
your
much
bed.
on it.
No,
It's
sleep
you've gone
in
too
that
far.
room.
They've got.
What's-
I sleep in their room sometimes.
I was gonna say, yeah, if they just come into your room, just say fuck this place and go to their nice place. Yeah.
They've got everything in that room.
What?
Jealous.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's actually good.
The router's in their room.
Everything.
Get out of my room. So what have you done to Iris's room?
Pulling up pictures right
Oh.
now.
Oh,
so-
just tell them.
I'll
Just
send it to
fucking
broadcast,
cares.
but-
Whizzing through history.
Just fucking
here.
tell them.
Of course. So it's Legend of Zelda themed.
Jesus.
Because I thought that would be a.
When you open the door, does it go?
fantastic
biddy doo doo doo
idea. No, I wish.
I mean, you didn't work hard enough.
Alas, I know. We'll get there eventually. But we just collected a lot of art over the years, and then people sent us some prints.
Got beer in this picture.
Wait, I don't like picture beer.
No, I don't.
Look at this. This is
That was Gavin.
Yeah, you didn't do great.
Oh, wow.
You didn't do great, James
like a
Buckley. You
cappuccino.
should have just taken the picture.
Sucking on foam.
Yeah, he's chilled through
Yes,
it.
he does. Yes, he does.
picture beer that's been sitting there for.
Interesting.
There we go.
I don't like picture beer.
Oh, cool. Show
Also-
everyone. No, you're not.
We got.
What's happening now is Lindsay's showing Trevor photos on her phone. She only has
Now
400.
just imagine exactly what she said
Right.
verbally.
Now imagine you can see what she's doing, even though you can't, and she's
Yeah,
not. She's
dude.
not even describing it. She's just saying, "Well, bam,
She
well, bam."
is
Yeah,
saying
there, look.
No description.
Alright.
Broadcast.
There.
Maybe in a second,
I
guys.
think I
Still
got it.
doesn't really do anything for audio listeners.
So it's got like a forest green walls,
Do you
beige
understand what I'm
carpet,
saying?
I think white ceiling, I don't
I
know.
think it's Legend of
It's got a
Zelda
ceiling,
themed.
that's
Yes,
important.
yeah.
It's
We got
got,
some decals that are stained glass.
yeah, it's
of,
got the Wind Waker decals on the wall, so it looks like it has stained glass windows.
There's too much shit.
There's no actual window, they keep her in the basement.
It's very dark.
The only Texas basement.
Much like an
apparently.
editing bay, she's got to get
That's
used
the
to our
thing.
workflow.
Imagine if you had a version like that when you were a kid. These kids, they've got no clue. My boys' room, they've got.
That was her problem.
They've got
That's
42-inch TV.
yeah.
Damn.
Xbox
Yeah,
One
good
X.
lord.
That was the first
make 'em
expensive
all
thing
small?
I ever bought in my life. When I was 19, I bought my first 42-inch TV, and it would cost me. It would cost me $1,000,
Yeah.
and I think I had $1,200. Like
Yeah. Like, here's all
life
my money.
worth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just from
Everything
working
into that.
And I was like, playing video games my whole life and getting like a 40, it was 42, 40, it was 47-inch TV in my room, up from probably like a 20.
Like a tube TV.
It was a tube TV, but it was like a flat TV,
Yeah.
which was even, I was like, the corners aren't rounded. That was baller for me at the time as a teenager, that I had like a flat, wasn't a flat monitor.
Was it LCD or
It
was
was
it like?
fucking huge. No, it wasn't LCD.
So was it like rear projection
It
or
was
something?
it was just like a tube television. It's just like old tube televisions. They just curve in
Oh,
the
that, I
corners.
see what you mean.
It was just like a flat
Gotcha. The screen itself.
It wasn't a flat panel. It was still
Yeah,
fucking
gotcha.
fat and huge. But I had that for
Thought you
years.
meant the 42 inch.
That was those were like my 27-inch maybe or something, and that was my gaming.
They made some weird
television
freak
for
size
years.
TVs back then. Like why 27 inch? It was 27 3/4.
Why not?
That's what gave you cancer when they turned on.
27 inch is the perfect competitive monitor size.
Is it because
Why?
because of the way things were being
About
filmed at
28,
the time?
about 29.
It's to get larger. Your peripheral vision doesn't focus.
Yeah, but what's the level of perfect?
Yeah, but who's sitting in their living room?
Who
with
figured out the
numbers?
math that says 24? Who?
27.
Who did that?
The competitive scene. Pro players.
But here's-
Who?
Players.
They're sitting
Name
that close to their TVs though.
No.
If it was a 13-inch, then you just had to really be in there.
What if it was one of those mobile DVD players that's only 5 inches?
Dude, I remember those.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're
Yeah.
supposed to be 4 times the TV size away from your TV. That's the perfect.
That's nonsense.
I'll be next door
I'm
watching.
like this on my monitor.
My thing is like, how close can I sit where now I have to turn my head to see the whole TV? Let me back up. Okay, good.
Yeah.
When my vision is TV from
Yeah.
left side to right side, that's where I sit.
I bought.
I can't game far away.
Wait, five times
Further
away
I
from the
get, the shittier
diagonal?
it gets.
Four times away from the diagonal.
size of the
There's
television.
no way a theater ever has that. Those screens are huge.
The movie theater's been doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
Let's make our own theater. It's just like a really long room.
It's like a mile away. It's called a drive-in.
This just makes it look like back home.
I always thought that the bigger your TV is, the how well you're doing.
For a time, that was true.
It's a luxury item.
I'd say like 80s, 90s, that was correct.
When I started making money in my first flat, I bought a huge television for my bedroom, and me and my wife, who was then my girlfriend, we were watching this TV, and the TV was like next to the bed, and we would like there'd be like a scene going on, and there'd be like a two-shot. And so we'd be listening to like one person talking, then you have to sort of hear what the response was. And then
God, wouldn't that be painful? Like, why can't I watch TV without moving my head?
And then
we
was
have like tiny.
I know.
TVs or anything like that. We're just like, oh, you just went for the
Those maxed at like 3 inches. They weren't that big. They were big TVs that were there. The first TV I can think of was like, oh, you got money. Was when they started doing huge flat screens. Again, not flat panel, but flat screens. And before flat panels were invented. Like I remember my cousin got one, and it was like, I don't know, probably 50-inch TV or something, and it was like $5,000.
Yeah.
And that was like, again, that was the 90s, like
Yeah.
mid 90s or whatever, and that's like, oh, you're rich.
Do you remember
50-inch TVs,
Do you
you're
remember when
fucking
they first
rich.
brought out widescreen TVs?
Yeah.
And but they were still like those ones that have that huge thing hanging off the back.
Oh yeah,
Try
yeah,
explaining
yeah.
that to kids.
Just that fat ass.
Yeah.
That ass.
Yeah.
Dead ass on that TV.
They got that them tubes in that
You
ass.
get like a 60-inch
Fashionable for a little while to have a grey television. Like that now seems like really antiquated and really like.
There were news stories about people moving those TVs and getting crushed by them.
Oh, 100%. You need like a moving crew to move those.
I found an iPod.
And then you slapped him.
I went,
Back to your head.
I went, don't make me feel old. That's new.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're around.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I also finally emailed Tyler's dad about the email. Some Irish pictures the other day. Feel free to check them out.
Some Iris pictures?
Or Iris, her room, I guess.
It's a room.
I remember 6 years ago when I went to go buy my TV, and I went for the Panasonic V series, it was like a 58-inch I went for. But then I went over to Best Buy's Magnolia, and they're like, oh yeah, we got this new thing, it's the OLED, and it was like literally like this small, like a fucking picture frame, and it was like $2-3 grand. And I was like, it looks beautiful, but it's fucking bad.
It's fucking crazy. And now it's like,
Pop it right back in the wall.
and that's like still a nice TV. Yeah. You can get a budget TV if you don't give a fuck about like extreme quality, extreme crispness. It's like I want big TV. You know, even 4K.
But he'd come over and he was like tearing his hair out. He's like, I can't play video games in here. I can't watch cable. I can't do anything. Like my room was like.
I remember the days I used to game on my small little, like, I don't know, prop it up, like be on the my rug in the living room. I'd prop it up with like a little phone book, and then I would put HD TVs or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, what is this like lag and
The input lag?
Yeah, input lag, because they were like when it first came out, it's like you get a big picture, but it was like.
A movie or something where you're not like
I can't play Halo 1 like this.
Isn't that the issue you had with Final Fantasy with Lightning
I
Strikes?
must be old.
Yeah.
James, you might be old. Sorry to
When you
break
say,
it.
well, how old are you? at that
He's our
point?
age.
Are you serious?
Really?
He's like 29.
He's 33.
About to be.
He's
I
got the
remember
baby
I got a, I think for my 12th birthday, I got a TV
You're timeless.
VCR combo.
Yep, same right around there, like 13, 14. I got one of those.
That's what you do to punish it. Don't take away your electronics.
Just go back.
Like old.
Here's a
Yeah.
baby.
Like when you had to get the standalone VHS.
Oh yeah, dude, we had that in my house. Again,
Corvette. Yeah,
that means you're
Rewind
fucking
it. Yeah.
you're a baller.
Oh, my,
It's
my,
like, oh yeah, we got the VCR, but I don't use that to rewind. I use this to rewind. That's all it does.
just tape for like
I ain't paying that fee at Blockbuster. I'm rewinding that shit right now.
There was a fee at Blockbuster.
Yeah, if you don't rewind it, they charge you a fee.
Be kind and rewind. Yeah.
Put it in the Dropbox and forget about it.
Even it's like the Dropbox was a new thing, right? Like
Yeah.
like that got invented at some point. Even that wasn't a thing. When
Someone
it
was like,
started.
man, I fucking hate taking these tapes and I can't talk
Right,
to
I hate
people.
waiting in
Shut
line
in
to
the
hand
hall
their
and
shit
get the hell out of
Check
here.
this out. We used to have a video.
What,
It
yeah?
was like
Yeah,
an
we
ice
didn't
cream,
have
an
that.
ice cream van.
Didn't have that.
He's just
And
pedaling
You sure
around.
that wasn't just a pedophile?
He would come around in his van.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You'd borrow a
You get inside his van, give me some juice.
Yeah, you wouldn't. No, it wasn't
Jump
just
Rising.
Hop on in.
But you'd rent a movie for a week and you'd be back, or a video game or something. Do you remember renting video games?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
that.
I remember Toys R Us, you grab the slips and then
The slips were the
Man.
shit.
Dude,
I
you
rented
get checked
Rayman.
out,
I
you
rented
go into a little
Minority
window,
for like
and
the
the slip.
I just rented it for like 3 months straight. Probably paid it off.
Did you guys hold on to something you rented so long that they didn't give a shit? It was yours, finally.
I mean, that's called
Yeah,
stealing.
you weren't
and then
gonna-
you
you
shut
weren't
his
gonna
face
get
for it.
I feel like yeah,
Get
you
away
just
with
you
that.
pay for it. So.
That's mine.
I did that one time in my life, and it was here in Austin, and it was Redbox. This is again still like crazy what the last couple of years have been. I actually had a reason to go to Redbox and get a movie on Redbox because it wasn't like, oh, this isn't on digital, this isn't out.
Was it an exclusive to Redbox? At the
It
time?
was not. Yup. It was that
Hate Balloons.
piece of fucking shit Taylor Lautner movie. Fuck, what was it called?
Oh my god.
Sigourney Weaver too.
It was about. I think it was
Oh,
called
he was like-
Abducted or something.
Yeah, there's
It
like
was
an action here. The posters like he's like sliding down.
Yeah, it was about like
the
him
ringside or
him
something.
finding some shit online and discovering that he might have been abducted as a kid and his family might not be his real family. And it's like, oh shit, I gotta find my real family because I was abducted. And then Sigourney Weaver's in it. And I remember like one specific scene in that movie. Sigourney Weaver's in it. And she's in a parking garage, and she's got balloons, and she's like,
And she's Pennywise.
she goes, I hate balloons, and lets go of a balloon, and then the balloon floats right in front of a security camera, and the guy's like, oh god, I lost visual, Then on top of that, the other thing I remember was we were watching with Barbara, and Barbara goes, I love Sigourney Weaver. It was just like dead silence in the room, and there was like a couple of us watching the movie at my apartment. I'm not sure if she did or I just misheard her. There's like 10 seconds of silence, and Barbara goes, Weaver. And we were like, you did say Wiener. You said Sigourney Wiener? And she's like, yeah, it slipped. So I remember I hate balloons and Sigourney Wiener. That's all I remember about the movie. But it was dead to me the second it was over. So I actually ended up keeping it and buying it. Because Redbox, after, like, since it's all, like, credit cards, you don't have to physically come in and pay. They were like, okay, we charged you 7 times for this movie, so now you own it. And I was like, cool, I'm glad I own that Taylor Lautner
You wanted to
movie.
see that movie so bad that you got into your car or whatever, so I had someone drive you.
I mean, Walgreens was like
No,
next to
I
our
think it was more
apartment.
we were at a place with a red box and it looked like a piece of shit that we wanted to laugh at.
It was
Well,
That makes more sense.
So I
It said
got it.
Sigourney Wiener on it, so I was in
We're very lazy people. If we don't have to do something, we won't.
I also love trash. And it looked like, but it crossed the line, like theater mode. It crossed the line of like too awful and boring and not like funny awful.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever rent a movie from Netflix? Back when it
Melted
was
me.
Wait.
that service, or like you would rent a DVD?
I did.
I didn't do that. I remember signing up for Netflix like when it was fairly new.
Yeah.
For a free trial, and I was like, I'm never gonna fucking use this ever again.
Yeah.
What a stupid
Watch
service.
anything.
It's gonna go nowhere.
I rented one
Yeah.
movie, and it was the saddest, like, stereotypically effeminate thing. I had just broken up with someone, and I was really sad. And I was like, I'm gonna rent Pride and Prejudice, and I just like sat in my room eating ice cream, crying, watching Pride and Prejudice from Netflix. So thanks.
See, that's funny because the first thing I remember ordering from Netflix was High School Musical 1. Because I
Michael loves Drake.
Michael's taste in music. I'm learning so much
Yeah,
right now.
please.
And
I had
Baker.
seen the third one in theaters, and I
You
was
work
like,
your way back.
and I was like, I don't even understand the plot. Thank God Netflix has 1 and 2.
Isn't
So I
3 like
ordered
not
them.
even high school anymore? Isn't it?
They're
No, it is.
graduating,
No, it is.
Trevor.
They
They're
graduate.
still there.
They graduate, and then the struggle of the
Brother,
third
only
one
3
is
years
like
high school.
keeping the
has the best
friendships
production
together.
value, too.
No, please. They start as sophomores. That's how they get around it. And it's about the struggles of life after high school. Do the relationships continue? You know, do you have to find new friends?
Oh, easily
Everyone's
not.
not going to go to the same school. You know?
They were actually going to make a follow-up show about like Sharpay teaching theater with Miss Darbus, but it fell through.
Yeah,
It never
that's
became a
unfortunate.
thing.
You know, Miss
Yeah.
Darbus, classic.
Yeah.
She was the theater teacher.
Sure.
I played Miss Darbus
Yeah.
in a rendition. in
The
Community theater.
rendition. Community theater.
Well, some people, I mentioned that too on Twitter. I was like, oh, I was Miss Darbus in one production in high school. And people legitimately were like, holy shit, you were Miss Darbus? I'm like, she's 60 in that movie. Like, clearly that was not me. Like, no.
That was you in high school.
Yeah, I'm like, are you serious?
When you were like 10
Yeah.
when that movie came out?
Come on, guys.
What year did that movie come out? What year
Early
did you-
2000s?
5, 6?
Probably
Early
maybe earlier
2000s.
than that, I would think.
I was still in high school when it first came out.
Hey
No,
Siri.
It was not 2005.
Yeah,
it was
just
earlier.
ask her.
Broadcast. When did High School Musical 1 come out?
We say, hey, Tyler.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
2002 or 3 is gonna be my guess.
I'm gonna go ahead and just guess with Michael.
Okay.
That way I
It's
can
a
be
good
right.
guess. It's
Yeah.
a good guess.
That's a good guess.
2005. Way too late.
Oh, suck my dick, bitch.
Suck her dick, bitch. You heard it.
Later, I'll be sucking her dick.
You'll be sucking that dick.
I'd been out of school for years by that point.
What's your point?
Just say, I feel like it should be universally on this panel. I'm looking at all of you. That High School Musical should have been something that we'd all ignored.
Yeah,
ignored
I
it.
absolutely
Trust me, I
James,
ignored it.
I didn't
My
see
shit
it
was
in high
Boy Meets
school. I
World.
saw it in a movie theater. James.
I love Boy Meets
I'm
World,
not grown
but
out of movie
I'm
theaters.
a child of
okay?
theater. I was into musical theater hardcore in high school. so.
I've seen
love
How to
musical
Train Your
theater.
Dragon. I never trained a dragon before, okay? Nor ride one, but I still just saw the
Shit.
movie and enjoyed it.
What's your favorite musical, James?
Les Miserables.
That's awesome.
I like James
nice.
this idea that he's either like High School Musical. I'm not old enough to see that yet. I'm not in high school. Or like for
No, I think it
his
would
case,
be
he's
too
he's
old.
after high
Yeah.
school, so he's like, I'm not young enough to see that. I'm not in high school anymore. I can't see
No,
that
no,
movie.
no. I looked at it and thought, well, this is obviously for children, and I'm an adult, and good luck to you.
Do you apply that elsewhere with like superhero movies? You're like, I'm not Superman. I won't get this.
No, you're not.
I can't watch
I wasn't
it.
raised in the sticks. I'm not American. I just can't watch
I
that.
can watch stuff about children if it's an adult film. That's not weird.
Hold on, hold on.
A lot of stuff about children.
if it's an adult film. Let's be clear.
Ruh-roh.
How many things can we just
Stranger
take?
Things, it.
Buckley
stuff like
taken
that.
out of
Okay,
context.
okay,
Let's
I
hear
feel
it.
you, I feel you.
Okay.
Okay, there's kids in the cast, but it's clearly a film
Geared toward an adult audience.
towards
Yeah.
someone
Yes.
that isn't.
I don't understand how you
I feel you.
can't compare the struggle between Troy and Sharpay to your own life.
I don't know,
mean,
Troy and Sharpay.
I mean, Ryan was the
Sharpay
unsung
sounds like a
hero. It's
stiff
Ryan.
drink.
Ryan's
where it's
Sharpay took
at.
all the credit, even though Ryan did all the work.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that
shit.
ties into everyday life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Ryan's my boy.
I think you're proving my point. You're being sarcastic, I know, but you get what I mean.
Here's my thing. I'll watch anything. I don't
When
give a
was
fuck.
High School Musical 3 come out, and why the fuck were you watching it in the cinema?
Because I
It's
saw
like 3 months after the first
because
one.
I saw every
crunched them out.
fucking movie that came out. If it was in the movie theaters, I was gonna watch it.
That's great. That's amazing.
Michael's
Did
as
you
they
see
call
it
a
in movie
cinephile.
Fuck,
He's
yeah.
a movie
Movies.
goer.
High School Musical 3 was the only one to be in movie
Yeah, I know,
theaters.
but
the first
I
two
didn't
were
see it
direct to Disney TV.
I
Disney.
saw-
They did
That's how
so
you-
well.
that's how you know they're
the
classic.
third one got a movie. That's
Did
how
you?
good the first two did.
Did you see any of the Sex and the City movies?
I did not.
They had
Okay.
movies?
I feel like,
Damn.
yeah, two.
And
there's two
only
movies.
because I never watched the show. I'd
Vaguely
seen
I didn't
it.
give a shit about
Listen, I knew about Mr. Big. I just
Yeah.
didn't watch the show.
I understand the
There we go.
importance of having a female cast being the center of a show, but it just seemed like
Ruh-roh.
everyone talks about how empowering the show was, but all the women talk about are the men in their lives. So is it really
Yeah,
that
but
empowering?
Samantha slaps them around. That's
Like,
the whole
yeah.
thing. She steps on them. She takes her shoe and she steps on them.
Again, I've never
I
watched.
step
I've
on
never
you.
watched any Sex in the City.
It's
I mean,
I
I saw it.
haven't either.
Because I've seen a commercial of it, and
See,
I've
Yeah.
gone, right, this obviously is, I'm not the target audience.
It was also, I feel
That's
like,
the same
I feel
as
like the
High School
exact
Musical.
opposite.
What,
for High
what
School
don't
Musical.
you like? Do you not like the sex or do you not like the city, James?
Well,
Come
going
on.
to James
Or
and I
do
are
you
the
not like
same
women?
age.
What is
You
it,
were like
James?
you were like 13 when that came out.
Sex in the City?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 99.
Yeah, I mean that's why I didn't watch it because I was like fucking 12 and I was like I don't care
I was
about
a kid.
any
I was
of
like,
this.
oh, this says sex
Yeah,
in the
wasn't
title.
it
This
on
must be
HBO
raunchy.
too?
I'm gonna
I
watch
had
this.
so
Well, we
many,
didn't have HBO.
So
And there
many
was no
female
sex. I
friends
didn't-
in high school.
You were
love
rich
that
if you had
show.
Didn't see a
HBO back
single
then.
sex
We had
scene.
HBO, but only when they were doing like free stuff.
Yeah.
My dad would get it for like a month.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
get the
and then we
free
wouldn't
stuff.
have it for a
But
year
if
and
you
a half.
paid for HBO back then, you were rich.
We
One of
had
my
HBO
dad's
for like a year.
favorite shows
Could you
was
not get?
Curb,
We had a
so-
thing. So when I was growing up, we had a thing. It was like, oh yeah, my mate Dan.
Black box.
He's got chipped cable.
Yep, black box is what it was in
Yeah.
America.
Is that to avoid your state tax?
No, you
TV
just
tax?
you get
steal
free,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get
You
free
fucking
cable.
steal it. We got one of those like way later. Like, and my piece of shit brother got it too. And it was one of those things where like he got it, and my father's like, I don't know nothing. I'm not involved in this. If you get caught.
See, there's
'Cause my
someone-
brother was like 20 already,
Yeah.
and he's like,
Yeah.
I got the box. I know a guy. We'll get it in. That is like part of. I've told this story before, but we got that box. And we got everything. And this is back. That was when pay-per-view was just a channel. There was no on-demand.
Yeah.
You couldn't order anything.
Yeah.
It's just like it's playing
Yeah,
at 4:30, so you better buy it and put it on 4:30 because then it's over. So it's like they would just show like 4 movies a day. Like the 2 pay-per-view channels would be like 4 movies. They would just replay like
Yeah.
all day. So when we had it, first of all, any like pay-per-view movie I would see 7 times. Because I'd be like, I don't know, put the pay-per-view channel
Yeah.
on, and I'd watch it, and then it would be on again, and I
Yeah.
would just
Well,
leave it on. and
you
That's
feel
what
like you
and
feel
watch
like you're
it
getting
again.
free money then.
You
Yeah.
are. I
Yeah.
was getting richer. But the other thing was we also got Spice, which is like porno channel. But my parents locked it on like all the boxes.
Yeah.
They put passwords on it so you couldn't use it. But through my own schemery, I was there when my mother set the password.
Oh, yep,
And
that's how you get
watching
it.
her set it, I
how you
could
get 'em.
figure out that she must have just pushed one button 4 times. So one day when she was out of the house, and there was like a lockout. You could try it like 3 times and then it would lock you out for like 20 minutes. So I just started going 1, 1, 1, 1. Nope, that's not it. 2, 2, 2, 2. That's not it. Got locked out. Worked my way up. It was like 8, 8, 8, 8. That was like the password. So when I did that, I then unhooked. That was the living room TV. I unhooked it, switched it with the one upstairs in my room, and then put that one back. Because my parents are never gonna watch the shit that they locked anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we locked it. It's locked forever. But they don't know I figured out one, and then I swapped it. So I would tape.
Genius.
I would tape.
It would stay unlocked.
pornos.
You wouldn't have to unlock it every time.
I don't know.
Like it would
I'm not
just stay
sure.
unlocked?
No, I mean it would just stay locked permanently. So like they would never notice on the downstairs
Yeah.
TV. But I would tape pornos and sell them to my friends.
There you go. The entrepreneur.
I just put a VHS tape in, I'd fucking record it, and then I'd sell it for like $5.
I sold muffins.
that's
way better.
This guy's selling muffins.
The FBI would have fucked.
I know,
it.
yeah,
That's
the
what we call-
level,
that's
the
what we call
level,
his little
level of
lady friends.
legality.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
insane.
I stole
It
the
was
cable
stolen-
and then I stole the movie.
Yeah,
Mike
from a
was like
stolen cable.
selling
Yeah.
porn at school, like y'all want to see
Subscription
some
anyway.
tits. Not afraid. I was like, who wants muffins?
Yeah, my mom made
Muffin.
muffins.
I
I'd
made
eat them at
blueberry.
lunch, and kids would be like, "Oh, I want some," and then I was like, "Oh."
You were too
and
pure.
started
There's
selling
someone in my
muffins.
family
And
with
then I
a-
had
with a
muffin,
code.
They work
like,
up a hunger
big
off
boy.
his tapes and then come, get your muffins.
I won't say who.
You shouldn't.
There's someone in my family with a Cody box. Have you heard of these?
No.
Is that where
It's
it
like
kind
an
of steals
internet
cable,
little
basically?
box thing, and you can watch everything.
It's like a Fire Stick, right?
And he keeps saying to me like, "Oh, you should get this. You should get this." And I go, "No, I work in fucking
Right. Yeah,
television."
same thing. I don't need it now.
No, but imagine if like
That's like one of us using
the
ad
industry
blocker,
that I'm
right?
trying to sort of make money from,
Right.
I'm also stealing
Yeah.
that as well.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I keep
We've
going,
had-
if that gets found out that
Yeah.
I'm stealing,
I've had that
Pirating
exact.
shit,
yeah,
like-
yeah, it'd be
From
mental.
family members, they're like, "Hey, I found a bootleg of Ruby and I watched it." I'm like, "Well, thanks, fuck me, like, appreciate it."
Also, it's free.
Literally.
Just watch it on
Like,
YouTube.
serious?
Also,
Yeah.
also when like in pubs in Britain as well, you have these guys come around with DVDs, and they're fake DVDs.
Yeah.
And the amount of times I see the in-betweens there, it's like fuck's sake, man.
I'm gonna buy every copy every time I see it. Every fake copy of your show.
No, don't do that, because I get a bit of money every DVD that gets sold, and that feeds my children. My annoying children.
So do you want to feed them?
If they eat a little less, they won't be farting out all the time.
I got to the point where, like, I was working full-time job. I had money to like buy for shit.
Yeah. That's how he got his TV.
Now he sells himself.
It's true. And then, especially with like the last couple of years, like Netflix, iTunes, everything. Like, I'm at the point now where even if I didn't have the money now, it's annoying to get shit now. Like, it used to be, like, shit wasn't on TV. There was no on demand. There was no nothing. It didn't exist.
So you don't care as much.
It was like, for me to get something, it was hard to buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
stealing it was not
really
only free,
inconvenient.
but it was easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe I'd have to go searching around random Best Buys to like find this fucking season 2 of whatever show I'm on. Now it's like, you turn on the TV, there it is. You can just buy it.
I remember.
Like, it's easy as fuck
I remember a time
now.
where I just
Or
never
Google
would
it,
use it.
torrent it,
Right.
whatever.
Because
never
it was just a pain in the ass.
It's just there.
Did you?
It's just
Well,
like-
they had a thing called
don't go to Pirate
Snooty.
Bay.
Did you guys use Snooty? Yeah, well, Pirates Bay was the thing. I stopped doing
There's
that.
a million fucking
But
things.
Snooty,
I remember
Snooty was
Napster,
iTunes
Kazaa.
downloads.
Yeah, I remember
Kazaa.
using Napster and
Dude.
Kazaa.
Kazaa was right after Napster.
Snooty, you'd plug in someone else's iPod, not
Yes.
pad.
iPod.
Yeah, and you'd have the
iPod.
technology that would like rip their music and put it into your library.
Yeah.
So I would always do that with my friends. And I think I have like over 10,000 songs
Oh,
in my
yeah.
iTunes library. Like, it's
Oh,
something
yeah.
ridiculous. I'll never listen to those music, but that's okay.
I used to search for the songs on like LimeWire and then Kazaa, and like because one would have it sometimes,
Yep.
the other wouldn't,
Yep.
and then I'd fucking while that's downloading, I'd go back to my Zanga and fucking post
Your
a blog.
Zanga, yes,
I
me too.
absolutely.
buddy.
GeoCities, man.
Were you also bitching about teachers in high school?
Oh yeah, completely.
Fuck you, Mr.
Fredo
Johnson.
is like, I'm selling muffins, I'm getting A+. Like, what do you have to? What was the worst part about your teachers? Like, oh my Fredo, he gives me muffins in the morning.
I remember one
I feel like you were like
Dude,
a
I used
goody
to
two shoes.
I used to cry if I didn't have my homework. Like if I just forgot like a fucking assignment or something like that,
Yeah.
and
You're
I'd go
like
to
me.
class and I didn't have it, I'd cry.
You were a little me.
No,
Once I
I-
passed the bully phase, I was hardcore nerd student where I was like, oh no, I fucked up the assignment. I got a 98.
I was the kid that forgot his bag. It's always just like, oh, have you got a pen? Have you got a pen?
Did your parents help
Always
you
do
or
that.
bring it up, or were they
No,
like,
no, they're
Yeah.
just working. They're fucking busy.
Oh yeah, my
Like,
parents were
just-
like, "Oh well, you suck and you forgot your bag. Bye." I was
No,
like, "Oh okay."
my mum and dad were working. I never saw them. They just at work all the time because
Yeah.
that's the way it was.
My dad was a
I always
stay-at-home
had the
dad.
extra pens because I was like, well, if I give this to someone, maybe they'll like me.
Pass it forward. Oh, Alfredo.
Yeah.
Did anyone like you?
Yeah,
Innocent
Okay.
little boy.
It worked.
I had a balance in high school. I was the quarterback, but then I wouldn't hang out with those guys because they weren't fun to hang out with. So I'd go hang out with the kids that played like Yu-Gi-Oh and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I shuffled around.
I wasn't at the Yu-Gi-Oh table. I was at the table just slightly above that. That would kind of be like, "Look at the Yu-Gi-Oh nerds," and then later I'd be like, "But seriously, do you have extra cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have any?"
I was like oblivious. I was oblivious to like clicks, really, like
Yeah.
the borders, like what table was what. Like I had friends in like every single group, and I was just like, I'm here to fuck around. I would
Trevor was the happy drifter.
I would just float, yeah, happily drifting. Like I would have
That's what
friends that
these
would be
guys
like in the
are really
musicals.
good.
I'd have friends that were like the jocks or whatever. I'd have friends that were like nerdy and like
Yeah.
would just like stay up
I
all
knew
night
there were-
playing games.
yep.
I'm just like, fuck it.
I knew there were cliques, but just like whoever wanted.
Not until like senior year
Okay.
of high school did
Like
I
straight
do-
plays or musicals?
I did a musical, yeah.
Nice.
Just everyone
You did?
hated me at school.
Really?
Yeah, and when
I hated you at school.
when I think back, I just go, yeah.
Goodness.
Why?
fair enough.
Why? Because he was the guy with nothing. He's always looking for a handout, trying to get his bag and
just
shit.
annoying,
Bootstraps.
just irritating, just such an annoying kid.
Were you like the class clown? Is that why? Yeah. Well, I definitely had that too. Because like,
irritating. It's like, well, no wonder no one likes you because you fucking annoy everyone. And I just took the piss out of everyone. But the thing that I stand by is that I took the piss
equally.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
So it didn't
that's
matter
fine.
if you were popular, didn't matter if you were a geek or whatever.
You
like
were just
that.
an asshole.
Equal
Everyone was
opportunity
a target
asshole.
for me.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
and
fine.
then all of a sudden, for some reason, no one liked me.
all of a sudden.
I wonder why.
I wonder what happened.
No idea.
See, I wasn't like
Wonder what
that.
your kids are
in
getting.
I
high
don't blame
school.
them.
It's really weird.
In
When
high
I think,
school, I was
I
rough
get
and tumble.
embarrassed when I think about how I used
Oh,
to behave
man.
at school.
Did you rough up
Foam just
people
kept
or,
going
like,
to this thing, huh?
Yeah.
No,
it's hard
not
to
at all. I
form
was
that,
tiny.
Tiki.
Like I
Okay.
couldn't fight anyone or anything like that.
Or just
I'd
like
get
your
beaten up.
friends, like, buddy.
But I was just, I was just annoying, and also, it's just, yeah, I just took the piss out of everyone. I wasn't popular at school at all.
Goodness.
See, I did that like to my friends, which is a weird dynamic because like
I did it to my friends, I did it to
hated me.
people that I didn't
See,
know.
I didn't do it to like random people.
No,
it
I
was
did it
like,
to everyone.
It was like either my friends or a friend of a friend who I knew, but I wasn't really friends with him, but I had no problem shitting on them because I knew a person they were friends with.
I'd take a shit on anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that in high
My
school.
friends hated
No.
me.
I just thought it
It
was,
was a really
funny.
weird-
I was just trying to make people laugh.
In elementary school, I was like that, but I've talked before on here where like I was an elementary school bully.
I didn't mind if people took a shit on me, because I'd also go, oh, that is, I'd be like, oh, that
Deserved.
is funny though.
That's so funny.
Fair enough.
Like,
You
I
were,
just
but
had
people
this
just wouldn't
rule.
do it. They just didn't like
I
you.
feel like what would happen
You were
is
like,
wasn't involved.
please, will someone shit on me? Please.